It's David. Welcome or welcome back to Cross Fitness, helping men and women get in the best spiritual shape of their lives, one workout at a time. Quick thought in this video that I'm calling 4 reasons why you and I exist. Okay, let's take this one on. So I want to credit Pastor Ron Karadov Christian Life Church, where I had the privilege of serving for a dozen years on staff as a pastor. And this was part of the vision of the church. It was a core value, and I wanted to share this with you because it's so good. Why do we exist? Number one is to know God. To know God. Have you ever known someone who was, adopted out at birth, and they live their life, and they just this thing inside them wants to know who their father is? Many will go online and do one of those genealogical studies, 23andMe or something, to find their father. And so, in the same way, spiritually, we are made to know God. I will tell you that the greatest thing in all my life is knowing and serving Jesus Christ, who has made me reconciled to the Father through his blood of the cross. And knowing God is the most fulfilling thing ever in my life. Revelation 4:11 says, "For you are worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power, for you have created all things, and for your pleasure we are and have been created." God, you're created because God wanted you here. You're here, but you exist because God wanted you. He desired you, and he thought you up, invented you, manufactured you, designed you, created you, and bam, here you are. Here I am, inserted in this crack of history, and God has invited us to know him through the power of Jesus Christ and our trust in Christ and Christ alone for our salvation. So knowing God is the most fulfilling, satisfying, completing experience we can have from cradle to grave on this planet. So why do we exist? Number one, to know God. And number two is to find freedom. From Genesis chapter 3, when Adam and Eve ate the forbidden fruit, sin entered the world, and here we go. It's game on with sin and sickness and injury and disease and injustice and all the things we see in the world that are so disturbing and affect us personally and the people that we love. But there is freedom through Christ. It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Jesus came to heal the brokenhearted. Jesus came to set the captives free. Jesus came to break the chains that are bound us to our past. Hey, my friend, good news. We can get past our past. And we're not destined to smuggle our past into our future relationships, but God has set us free through the power of the cross. We can find freedom. There's all kinds of wonderful recovery groups and small groups and life groups and church groups. And, there's ways for God to connect you with the truth that will set you free. And that's going to ultimately come to the bondage breaker who gives us victory over darkness, Jesus Christ, the righteous, who died a vicarious and atoning death to set us free from the things we're addicted to or who are trying to oppress our lives. So number one, why do we exist? To know God. Number two, to find freedom. Number three is to discover our purpose. Here's a verse for you, Ephesians 2:10, "For you are God's masterpiece, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God has prepared in advance for you to do." Oh my goodness, you are here on purpose. God has a plan for your life, and it's a good one too. It's not um, a trouble-free plan, okay, we're never going to have an issue uh, or temptation or trials or stuff. No, 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 that's not what he's talking about. But he has a plan for your life. And as we come into alignment with that plan, then we will find fulfillment and contentment and satisfaction. And there's ways to do that, spiritual gifts tests and, um, you know, uh, things that your church offers you that can help you to discover God's purpose for your life. So number one is know God. Number two is find freedom. Number three is discover your purpose. And number four is to make an impact. Listen, you matter. You matter. Because you are here, people are changed. It's like the movie It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart. Come on, we've all seen that at Christmas. And you know what? You matter most in the lives of so many people. You are making an impact one day at a time, one life at a time, one conversation at a time. Could we even dare say one text at a time, one FaceTime at a time, one Marco Polo at a time, one email at a time? You and I have the ability to be thermostats, not thermometers. We don't have to just reflect, but we can project the love of God in every circumstance, every situation. We can show up. The government of God shows up with us. And because we know God, we found freedom. We've discovered our purpose. We can help others to live the same way too and make an impact in their own lives. Listen, the best life that ever was or ever will be is the life that's lived for Christ. And so I want to invite you into knowing God and finding the freedom that Jesus died that you and I might obtain, to discovering the purpose that God has for your life, and then to making an impact, making a difference in the context, in the family, in the workplace, at the gym, where you live. And it's just the best life ever to be used by God and to bless others. So, a few thoughts today of why we exist. I hope that encourages you a little bit. For now, I'm David, your virtual mentor, reminding you that I'm always for you. I'm never against you. Have a purpose-driven day. God bless you.